millions of conversations happening online. People are discussing popular news articles, sharing photos of their pets, and even engaging with brands. And it all feels relatively natural to the consumer. It's just part of how the web operates. All of these conversations, however, present exciting opportunities for marketers. We can join in on a conversation to drive brand awareness, or create our own conversations and empower our customers to do the marketing for us. Done right, social media has the potential to transform your business. However, it'll require a good strategy, some creativity, and a little bit of luck. Done wrong, and social media might bring unwanted attention, which could potentially harm your business or your brand image. Typically, when we talk about social media, we're talking about the natural approach to distributing content. But it's more than just sharing updates. Because people share so much information on social media, we can buy some of the most targeted advertisements available on the web. Looking to sell a product to a new mom? Facebook has a targeting option for that. Want to offer help when a customer is complaining about your brand? Twitter has a search feature for that. For many brands, social media will be a must-have component of their digital marketing strategy. Your social media might feature the major networks, or it could be as simple as a blog, a customer forum, or even Reddit. The biggest platforms in use right now are YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Each of these networks is unique and has its own best practices, style, and audience. So keep this in mind as we develop our plan. Your social media plan will simply expand on the marketing plan that we designed at the start of this course. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute, but first, I want to clarify a few things. So open up a new document or pull out a piece of paper and make note of the following. How much time can you or your team spend on social networks? You need to plan at least 30 minutes a day. You've got to remember that you need to write copy, design or find images to support your message, and then evaluate your results so you can improve the strategy. Next, think about what resources you have available. Are you doing this yourself? Can you train someone on your team to help you? Will you hire a freelancer? Once you factor in the time requirement, you might decide it's worth it to pull in more help. And finally, pencil out your budget. What are you planning to spend? You need to attract followers, and this can be challenging without investing in paid advertising. Even if you're not doing any paid ads, make sure you still factor the time you or your team will be spending. Calculate the hourly rate and include that as a part of your spend. If you are doing paid ads, I would try to allocate at least $500 a month, especially at the start when you're trying new things and exploring how your spend is most efficiently used. So at this point, let's pull up one piece of the strategy we built earlier. Here, we listed 3 channels and the 3 medias for an audience segment. For our social media plan, we need to expand on these even further. So one part of our plan is to post 3 times a week on the supplement H+ provides. For that idea, start by defining the budget, the action items, the schedule, and your KPIs for each. How you decide to build your plan will be unique to your workflow, but always design your plan with the idea that you want to test new concepts. So if we were posting 3 times a week, I might try post with images, without images, and in different time slots. Analyze the results and adjust the plan to align with your findings. Everything that we've done up to this point has been for a specific audience, and social media is no different. Be sure you're talking to a specific audience and not being too broad in your approach. Social media is a moving target. If you're able to adapt and scale alongside of it, your brand will benefit in the long term. There's a fair amount of choices when it comes to social media, and each requires a significant investment in time to find success. To help you decide where to start, let's look at the demographic overview of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. I'll guide you through the type of user you'll find and what marketing styles are most appropriate. The data I'll be sharing with you comes from the Pew Research Center, and you can find even more great data at pewinternet.org. Today, it feels like it's impossible to find someone who isn't on Facebook. And that's probably because it's the second largest of the major networks, just behind YouTube, with over 68% of US adults having a Facebook account. Facebook, however, is really a pay-to-play model. At one point, brands would focus on gaining likes as a way to improve the reach of their content. However, Facebook greatly diminished the organic reach for brands, meaning if you want someone to see your company update, They either have to visit your company page directly, or you'll pay to get that message into their newsfeed. That said, pay to play is okay. With the largest group of users, Facebook's paid advertising brings some of the best returns on investment in the social media playing field. Younger users are shifting away from Facebook and joining Instagram or Snapchat to communicate digitally. It's fairly well split between male and female users. 35% of adults in the US are using Instagram, but the younger demographic is most widely represented. 71% of the 18 to 24-year-old demographic is using Instagram. Snapchat sees similar numbers. 27% of adults are on Snapchat, but again, a large majority of the users are between 18 to 24. It's about 78%. Now, Twitter has around 24% of the adult US population using it, and it's most popular with the 18 through 29 crowd. It's slightly biased towards women, but not by too much. Twitter is great for short, rapid communication, and it tends to be a top choice for consumers looking to get support or provide a shout out to brands. Because of its impressive mobile usage, in fact, 45% of Twitter users check their feeds multiple times throughout the day, it's a great platform to use. Twitter requires more time investment than the other networks, and its paid advertising platform is still gaining more traction. Ads are more expensive, but it's easier to join conversations and search for leads because it's primarily a public network. LinkedIn, however, has the highest percentage of professionals, and it's skewed more in favor of an older demographic. Over 25% of US adults are on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is completely business-focused, and a brand presence here may bring a lot of value if you're in the B2B space. You'll likely find LinkedIn to be most effective for connecting with key decision-makers at other companies. Their paid advertising platform is among the most expensive in social media, but it's very successful for the right advertisements. Pinterest has continued to gain popularity. This social network is built on the idea of bookmarking, or pinning, things that you find around the web. It's very visual, and the majority of users are young, affluent females. If your brand has a strong visual language, there's plenty of opportunities on Pinterest. You'll find a wide range of companies finding success on Pinterest, everyone from the coffee shop down the street to Nike. It's a time investment and requires building followers who will essentially repin your contributions or pin content directly from your website. As you consider where to find your audience on social media, I also recommend taking a look at your competition or businesses in a similar market. Look at what they're doing, how their engagement appears, and how responsive their audience is. In the next several movies, we're going to take a high-level tour of some of the most popular social media sites. My goal is to make you aware of what opportunities are available to you, give you a few pointers, and leave you with resources that you can use should you want to learn more. Let's go ahead and get started with Facebook. In the early days of Facebook, businesses rallied around the need to gain more fans. We would launch marketing campaigns and purchase ads in order to incentivize social media users into becoming fans. And fans had a lot of value. When they liked your brand page, they would receive future updates from you organically right into their newsfeed. But as people's news feeds became crowded, Facebook turned down the reach that brands have. It's almost non-existent today. So what should we do? Give up? Well, of course not. Social media marketing is about adapting to the networks, identifying new opportunities, and staying ahead of the shifting trends. This just means that succeeding on Facebook now is about paying for advertisements. But the good news is, these advertisements work well, and the fans you do gain can be used within your marketing campaigns to reduce your overall costs. But before you can start doing any marketing on Facebook, you need a business page. And I'm here on LinkedIn Learning's Facebook page to give you an idea of what these pages look like and what's going on. So right away, you see that the logo is in the upper left-hand corner. There is a cover photo here in the top center of the screen. And you can customize this content to make sure that this page feels very on brand. Now, most people are going to interact with your Facebook page when they come from a link that you provide them. Perhaps you link to Facebook from your website or your blog. Other times, people will search for a brand when they're looking to find out more about that company or to send them a message, which you can see here on the right-hand side. Now, you'll also notice that as I scroll down the page, you'll see various pieces of content. Here we can see photos that LinkedIn Learning has published, videos, and posts, and what it's used in time zone. It's better to start with a little bit more interested in other known attributes. And of course, it is. And default types available. Just like that, to you through Facebook, as opposed to sending you an email. And to do that, they'll come to your page and sending it. And you can click into your inbox and interact with your customers right away. Now, many help desk over 500 million tweets. You might leverage Twitter in a public forum. 40 characters, all of the tweets from LinkedIn Learning. You can select to reply in the way that most people are using Twitter, which is contacts. Notice that you have a link. Twitter is more. So if you see something that is relevant, hashtag. This is a great terrible restaurant or a product you overheard a conversation, send a reply or a trade detail that looked across as less sales oriented. To add your energy in setting up Twitter, interval, one platform, started and set up, and active on Twitter and engaging with people directly and following hashtags, you'll likely see tremendous success organically as compared to Facebook, which you'll need to pay for. LinkedIn is a network of business professionals. You can see that action, brand, and rich content will, just like every company page, post, which will provide it out to that audience. Now, if you post, engagement on LinkedIn is very powerful because as well, content with a large, if you're looking to reach a person whose LinkedIn account up. The last of the major social media networks we'll be talking about is Pinterest. And Pinterest is the most visual of them all. Now I'm here on files we've as well as the to log in. So on. Board or onto their profile to interact with it. Their feed pin, we can. You also have the visual business account with created to a business account. Our logo, set up Pinterest, or one thing I'll point out is, of course, the advertising. Here, Pinterest is going to walk us through. You'll notice that we're going to walk through that way to get started and use an opportunity for you to generate a meaningful ROI.